What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to another episode of your potentially favorite Nigerian podcast. Bear with me, your host, General Prime. Although I no longer feel, like I said in my previous episode, I don't feel good about calling myself. I don't feel proud calling myself a Nigerian. Like lately, I've been feeling so embarrassed to admit that I am Nigerian because there is nothing, beneficial about claiming to be Nigerian. There's nothing good about these days now. Like Nigeria is in a dark time. Like Nigeria is in a dark age. Nigeria is in a dark epoch, and there is nothing proud about calling yourself a Nigerian. I've been seeing videos of people from other countries like talking about how the Nigerian accent now is the new thing that people are kind of like fawning over, and Nigerian food and Nigerian music and stuff like. But being a Nigerian, like being an actual Nigerian, a citizen of the country called Nigerian, and being part of like the entire system of Nigeria, there is nothing proud. There's nothing to be proud of. There's nothing there to be proud of. There's nothing there to be to be happy about. In fact, it's even more annoying whenever the issue of Nigeria comes up, because every day you wake up to something just heartbreaking. Every day you wake up to something either heartbreaking or foolish or just outstandingly retarded in Nigeria, bro. Every day you wake up to something that like just literally shatters your heart. We know what I'm talking about is like there is always, Nigeria is a country where, okay, let me start from the beginning. There was a terrorist attack in Benue State. That was about like 3 days ago, 3 or 4. Today is Wednesday. I think that was on a Monday or Sunday. I cannot remember. But that is what is the news headline now that has been going on in Nigeria for about 3 or 4 days now, or should I say 2 or 3 days, but let's just say 3 or 4 days. There was a terrorist attack in Benue State where Fulani herdsmen, at this point, they are not even herdsmen. There is no point calling them herdsmen because they are more terrorists than herdsmen. Here in Cyprus, we see shepherds walking with their sheep all the time. We see them like free land, just roaming about, but then being respectful to both the roads, both other people's farms and stuff like that. And there is never an issue with that. But yet in a place like Nigeria, this asylum that pretends to be a country, over and over, not only in Benue State, like literally everywhere in Nigeria, Fulani herdsmen are just another problem. I don't understand. Like, why is that? You cannot tell me that these Fulani herdsmen, right, that they are not educated, that they don't know that we are in 2025 where people are supposed to behave like human beings. I've seen videos of them with phones. I've seen videos of terrorists in Nigeria with phones and the loot that they get from kidnapping and killing people and stuff like that. So they have to have at least a sense of I'm not going to say responsibility. They must have a sense of how human beings in 2025 are supposed to be behaving, right? But yet for some strange reason they don't. I refuse to agree that they are just that the reason they behave this way, is because they are not educated, or it's because they are illiterate, or it's because they are so ingrained in their Islamic ideologies and Islamic way of life, that that every other way of life is kind of alien to them and disagreeing to them and opposing to their own worldviews. Like I refuse to believe that these people are that backward It's not possible. Like, it's not something that somebody can just, just agree to believe. So me, I don't believe that. So I believe that these people, they are just evil, and they are pawns, and they are being used by a greater power. And so now the question I want to ask is, who is really in charge in Nigeria? Because it doesn't seem like we have any. It doesn't seem like we have any leaders that, first of all, care about the situation going on all over Nigeria. We have terrorist attacks go all over Nigeria. We have insecurity all over Nigeria. We have kidnappings all over Nigeria. We have police brutality all over Nigeria. Like, how is it that the entire country is just in chaos? Nobody in government seems to be able to do anything about it, or seems to have the ability self to want to do anything about it. It's like everybody is kind of scared. Everybody is kind of afraid to want to take action. Like, that is what I've been noticing lately, that everybody is just afraid to take action, which is just weird. Is it that the people that are in government are not actually in power? Like, they're not the ones that have the power? Because it's not adding up. It's really not adding up. Let's just take a moment and talk about what happened in Benue State. Like, in a village where 200 plus people were murdered. The Fulani herdsmen. This is according to what I'm seeing online. Because me, I again and again, I'm not believing that people who, like, it's just difficult to believe that people who are herdsmen can be that barbaric. It's just really difficult for me to believe that it's Fulani herdsmen that committed this kind of atrocity. We have not even finished talking about the one that happened in Benue State. We are already talking. There's already another one that is happening in Enugu State. They entered that village. They doused houses with fuel that is very expensive in Nigeria. Like, where did they buy the fuel from? Who gave them the money to get the fuel? So they're just wasting fuel like that. They're just dousing houses with fuel and then burning people inside. We always hear about how these terrorist attacks are carried out, but we never get to actually see the aftermath of it. I mean, even if we do see the aftermath of it, it's usually, concealed and propagandized in a way that you won't really get the effect of what they're talking about. But thanks to VDM, everybody knows him as Very Dark Man. Thanks to him, he went there to see for himself, to figure out what happened, and show everybody what is going on there, what happened there. And then we are able to see for ourselves that bro, it was mad. Like, I always, whenever you see for example, when like a fuel station explodes, or should I say an oil tanker explodes, a trailer carrying fuel explodes and people are killed. Like, whenever there's an explosion, or whenever somebody is on fire, like, I've never seen, even when somebody steals, like when they catch somebody that's stolen and then they light the person on fire and burn him. Like, I've never even seen somebody that burnt to death. Like, that's, as in the video when Very Dark Man was like showing the victims, the dead people. Like, I was kind of surprised to see that people can get that burnt. Like, the temperature must have been so high to burn people into crisps, to burn them into charcoal, like to destroy them entirely, to the point that there is nothing to carbon date. If like anthropologists or archaeologists from the future are able to like find those bones, like it would be very difficult for them to like catalog them. So it was kind of like surreal for me to see that kind of stuff. It was just wild. It was just evil. It was sad, man. It was so fucking sad. And there were children there. You see people there's this video where this woman lost all her family members. Another video of a man where he lost his wife, he lost his brother, he lost his children, he lost everybody. Like, Bro, it's just sad, man. It's just fucking sad that we are living in a country where this kind of thing can happen, and then nobody can take accountability. Nobody can. There is no justice that will be served. Nobody can. Questions will be asked and no answer will be given. Like, we are just. It's kind of fucked up that we're living in the kind of country that this is happening on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, all the fucking time, all because of what we allowed. We did not vote. I'll continue to say this from today, from till the end. See, we did not vote in APC. We allowed them to steal mandates. We allowed them to steal power to take office, and this is the consequence of that. If that time, I will always say this forever and ever and ever. When the election results came out, and everybody, I mean, during the election, everybody was seeing that it was Peter Obi that was winning the election. When they were counting the votes, they were seeing that it was Labour Party that was winning. And then at the end of the day, for some strange reason, Tinubu just happened to like become president. If that time everybody revolted, if that time everybody came out to protest, if that time everybody disagreed if that everybody came out that time to say, no, we did not vote you, you're not the president, we did not vote you. If that everybody came out that time to do this, bro, I don't think that all of this would be happening today. I don't think that all of these killings, all of these kidnappings, all of this insecurity, all of this injustice, all of these extortions, all of this police brutality, all of these, bro, all the whole bad things that is happening in Nigeria, I don't think that any of it will be happening today, man. But then we allowed it to happen, and now we are suffering for it. We are bearing the consequence of it. The worst part is that we cannot even be able to impeach him. That is the worst part. We cannot even be able to impeach the bastard. Like, what can Nigerians, isn't this enough for Nigerians? Isn't this enough for Nigerians to like say, guy, you have to go, you have to step down, because you're obviously not capable of being the president. You cannot be a retard and an asshole. Like, you cannot be an idiot and at the same time be an asshole. As in, you cannot just be that. You can't be that. At least you have to either be an idiot but then be wise, or you have to be I don't know, man, but you just can't be both of them, because this guy is both. He does not care. He does not. Imagine a president saying he's going to clear his schedule to go and visit the people that were affected by, like, what kind of, who do you think you are, first of all, that you think, like what kind of importance are you bestowing on yourself that you think, this thing is too small for you, but because people are flaming him online, like the international community are just like on his neck, and then that's what is now giving him like the reluctance to say, okay, he's going to clear his schedule. Fuck you, thunder fire you. Bro, isn't this enough for Nigerians to say this guy has to step down? Isn't this enough? Is this not enough? Because he's obviously not fit to be president. He's obviously not fit to be a leader. He's obviously not fit to be in that seat, to be in that office. Step down. 2 years has passed. 2 years has passed. This guy has been able to achieve nothing. Instead, the country is getting worse. Like, how is it that everywhere in Nigeria is just bad? Like, Nigeria is not a prospective country anymore. Like, you cannot even. One of the reasons why I'm scared of going back to Nigeria is because there is literally no prospect in Nigeria. I've had friends that have gone back to Nigeria and have regretted going back to Nigeria. But me, I want to go back to my country. But I am unable to, because it's my land, it's my father's land. I want to go back there, but I am unable to because there are no prospects in Nigeria. Nigeria is a place where your life can just end sheepishly like that. Your life can just end abruptly like that without any questions asked, and nothing will happen. Life will continue to go. Nigeria is a place where life goes on. People fall left and right. People die every day, and life continues to go on. Everybody is so I don't know. Everybody has this inherent tiredness where everybody is too tired. People are too tired to complain, but yet people are too tired to complain, but yet reason for complaining never stops. There is always a problem in Nigeria. I see things happening in Nigeria and I'm like, somebody that has witnessed what it feels like to live in a functioning society, and then I look back into Nigeria and I see the kind of dysfunction going on in Nigeria, and I'm like, personally, how am I even going to survive in this kind of chaos? How am I even going to survive in this kind of senselessness? It's not even that it's chaotic. It's not even that it's something that, oh, you have to. I mean, life is all about strife. Life is all about struggling. Life is all about, being able to handle hard times and all of those stuff. But Nigeria is just senselessly chaotic for no reason. It's a place where things can go smoothly for everyone if everybody just comes together. If all the governments if all the governmental bodies in Nigeria just come together and decide that, okay, we are going to try our best to make things easier for our citizens and the people in our country, bro, Nigeria will be a very good place to live in. But the government does not care. That is the thing. The government does not care, and they just don't care. The government does not care. The only thing that they care about is how to make money. If the only reason why the government will want to maybe build something, maybe build an infrastructure, this road that they are building now, is because they are going to tow the fuck out of the road. This 700-kilometer road from Lagos to Calabar that they are building is because they are going to tow the fucking hell, the living daylight out of that road. Whatever they think can bring the government money, because we don't pay taxes in Nigeria. Nigeria is so disorganized and Nigeria is so chaotic for taxation to work. So the best way they know that they can, try to get money out of the people is to create an infrastructure that will directly suck money out of the people and put it into the pockets of the government. That's why when they build roads, they put toll gates in every 2 kilometers, so that for you to pass that road you have to pay money, and that money does not even go anywhere. It just goes into the pocket of the government, and then they use it for nonsense. They keep bro. I don't even want I've said this ad nauseum. I've said this over and over and over again. This podcast is not supposed to be where I complain about the dysfunction of this retarded country. But there's no escaping it, because it affects me, it affects my family, it affects every other Nigerian, it affects human beings. And so I have to speak out. I have to say, I have to do my own, I have to play my own part. It's just annoying. It's so fucking annoying. Our president is not, I'm not going to say our president, I'm just going to say Tinubu. Tinubu is the, I hope that, even though I believe firmly that Nigeria as a country might not exist by 2027, but if for some strange reason, if for some miracle it still happens to exist, I hope that Nigerians don't make the same mistake again, because if we do, then that will just be the end of it. If we okay, now see, there's this video I saw where I think he has not even he said he's going to clear his schedule and go and visit the people, the victims, the people that were affected by the terrorist attack in Benue State. But then there are now posters in Benue State. There are posters that are thanking him for showing up. Please make it make sense to me. There are posters in Benue State, roadside posters in Benue State, that are thanking the president for his what do they even call it? For his condolence. Something happened to me, and you are reluctantly, not even by your own will, maybe something happened to me and you're reluctantly showing me condolence, and I'm thanking you. How does that even make nothing makes sense in Nigeria. Nothing makes sense in that country. There's literally nothing in Nigeria. You can scroll through Twitter and look at everything that's coming out of Nigeria. Literally nothing makes sense. Let me give you an example. I can scroll through Twitter right now and just check out whatever it is that is happening in Nigeria, and not one makes sense. Not a single one make sense. I'm seeing a post here online where a girl is talking about how she cannot marry a man who is not serving in any department in the church or doesn't believe in tithing. Please tell me how does that make sense? How is this reasoning from a reasonable human being? Is this person not retarded? There's literally nothing in Nigeria that makes sense. Nothing. What do they call him? Whether Inspector or should I say Chief of Defense Staff, talking about the stuff that is going on there. He's saying that from his own personal view, like are they not supposed to launch an investigation into the whole terrorist stuff? See, I saw a video where, I saw a video where the Nigerian army, the Nigerian police, and some Boko Haram bandits, I'm sure they are Boko Haram, they were just chilling together. Like just chill. I'm sure everybody has seen that. If you're Nigerian and you're usually on Twitter, must have seen the video of like the Nigerian army, the Nigerian police, and Boko Haram just chilling together. That's the reason why I'm asking this question. Like, is the reason why these people, like for example now this Chief of Defense Staff, like the Nigerian military itself, is scared of going after the Fulani herdsmen. I've seen videos of them where their cows are being escorted by police. Like, who really is in charge of Nigeria? If the president can be this nonchalant about the happenings, about the injustice, about the dystopian destructiveness going on in Nigeria, if the president, the head of state, the supposed head of state, can be this nonchalant about it, if other, top heads or governmental bodies in Nigeria can also be that nonchalant and passive about the situation going on in Nigeria, that means that they are scared of something, and that something has to be greater than them, and that something I doubt it is Nigerian in origin. So who really is in control of Nigeria? That is the question I want to ask now. Who really is in control of Nigeria? Who is pushing the buttons? Who is playing the cards? Who is the person that is like, what is the entity that is behind all of this, that is making all these people to be such cowards, that is making all these people to be such, that is just playing 4D chess with everybody's head, that is just like deceiving everybody, and just like what is that entity that is making all these like government bodies in Nigeria to be such fucking idiots and cowards and so nonchalant about their citizens? Look at the president. There's another post on Twitter where the president of Nigeria is in Abuja commissioning borehole water supply. Guy, there's nothing makes Nigeria. Nothing makes sense in Nigeria. Nothing makes sense in this fucking country, man. This nigga is in Abuja commissioning water borehole. Bruh. I hope that everybody can see. Like, there are still, do you know what still amazes me? There are still people online, there are still people today that still support this APC government. There are still people today that are still diehard fans of Tinubu, this Tinubu-led government. There are still people today that are supporting him, that are saying that they're still going to vote for him come 2027. That is what amazes me, because he's making me feel like, are we not existing in the same reality? Are we not living on the same planet? Are we not breathing the same air? Like, what is going on? I hope everybody can see that, bro. This person does not care about you. I don't know how else I'm going to say this, that people who, my voice is not loud, my reach is not wide. I don't have a wide reach. I don't have a far reach, but the people that listen, the one person that listens, the two people that listen, I hope people can understand and see now that, bro, what is going on? like these people don't have your interest at heart. They don't care about you. They don't send you. Whether you die, I mean, people are literally dying. People are literally dying every day in Nigeria, and yet these people don't care. They don't send you. Whether as in they don't send you. Look at what the president of Nigeria is doing. He's in Abuja commissioning a water borehole. Like how does that? Please explain to me. On what planet that makes sense? Just explain to me why. As in, it just doesn't. It's annoying. It's infuriating. As in, it just making me want to like reach out and slap this guy. Let him like something. We see other presidents, like we see things happening in other countries where maybe a president like. Why is Nigeria's case different? In the fact that when it comes to other countries, right? Maybe there can be an uprising, and then the president will run away, or the president will get killed. Like there's this news I saw, is it in Romania or something like that, where the president was executed. Like, why can't that happen in Nigeria? Why can that not happen in Nigeria? Like, who did this to us? Man, who did this to us in Nigeria? Like, who laid this kind of course? Who laid this course on us? What did we do in our past lives that our punishment is to come back to this world as Nigerians, and then to suffer under this useless government? Look at what is going on every fucking way in Nigeria. There is just unrest. The Nigerian system is non-existent. Like, nothing works efficiently in Nigeria. Nothing works well in Nigeria. Everybody is just surviving on their own. Everybody is just surviving on their own. And I feel like everybody is meant to come together. The Nigerian citizens, the Nigerians as a whole are meant to come together. If we can just come together and maybe this old government is rightfully outdated. Like, maybe democracy, as you know, we recognize it to be, is not meant to exist in Nigeria, because maybe the African system or the African way is different. Do you understand? Like, we cannot bring this European understanding of democracy into Nigeria and then expect it to work. Or should I say the European or the Western understanding of Nigeria and then the Western understanding of democracy, and then we cannot bring it into Africa and then expect it to work. It's just not possible. So what if everybody in Nigeria collectively, what if communism is something that can work well in Nigeria? Maybe because of how communistic we are in Nigeria. Like, for example, now you can live, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just talking based on how I live my life. But I've seen where there are houses here where people just build houses in the middle of nowhere, and then they don't have any neighbors. Like, I often ask myself that question, like, why don't you just build a house where you don't have any neighbors, you don't have anybody like you can just talk to, like, there's no sense of community around you. I see where people just like this place there is mostly lowlands, right? So people can just build wherever they want to build, and you see one house here, and then the next place you see the next house would be like a mile away. Like, there are no neighbors here except for apartment buildings and stuff. And when you come into town, like when you come into the city itself, the exception of that. But even at that self, like, people don't really talk to their neighbors and stuff like that. People don't really. There's no community here. There's no sense of community the way it is in Africa, the way it is in Nigeria. So I feel like maybe even communism himself might be able to work in Nigeria. Democracy might not be able to work if everybody in Nigeria, like, for example, now I just saw this video, or in fact, not even that I just saw. I've been seeing videos where people go about helping people in Nigeria, even though it's meant for content, even though it's content creation. Like, everything now in this world is content creation. Even this potential third world war that is about to happen is content creation. The war between Israel and Iran now is content creation. Is not serious, bro. Yes, people are dying. Yes, buildings are being destroyed. Yes, lives are being lost. Yes, people are being displaced. but it's all for content. Believe it or not, it's all for content online. I mean, you see Israel, you see what they call them, Iran saying we are back again. You see them making posts online talking about how they are back again and they'll be dropping more bombs on Israel. Like, everything is just content creation these days. I swear to fucking God, like, there's nothing secret anymore. There's nothing to be taken too seriously anymore. Even though there's a potential for lives to be lost, yet it's not that deep. Do you understand? This is just how life has turned. This is just how life has turned out to be. So I see people online, right, helping the less privileged in Nigeria. You know, it gives you this feeling of like you're proud of it, and it makes you feel kind of like teary and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's still for content creation. Do you understand? But so if everybody can just come together and just help each other and just forget about the government. The government obviously are incompetent. They cannot help. They are incompetent. Maybe there is something that is there is something else that is controlling them, that is making them not be able to function, that is making them not to be able to execute and, you know, make the country better for everybody. So let's just forget about them. They are irrelevant. So how are we going to help ourselves? People are talking about legalizing firearms in Nigeria. If the government is not going to deploy the military or the police or security systems to protect Nigerians, to protect the lives of Nigerians and their property, then Nigerians should take matters into their own hands and legally acquire firearms and then train themselves on how to use those firearms, so that when these issues arise again, when this insecurity issue arise again, when fucking Fulani herdsmen come again to attack people, they can be able to protect themselves. They can be able to protect themselves, their lives, their property, and their people. I've said this over and over again. When Fulani herdsmen attack, okay, all these rural communities, right? They have youths that are into cultism. They have youths that don't have that because of the fact that there are no jobs in Nigeria. They have youths that don't have prospects. So they should mobilize these youths. They should train them. At least there should be a level of allocation of funds, right? That should be dedicated to, you know, help training these youths on how to use firearms, on how to like protect their towns and their villages and property and stuff like that, to be able to give them the right tools, the right resources for them to help them protect just to boost security in all these rural areas, so that when the when these terrorists that call themselves Fulani herdsmen attack again, they can repel the attacks, and not only repel the attacks, but then seize their cows, because these cows that apparently are worth more than human lives, cows that are being protected by Mopol, by the military people, cows that there's this news I saw where a Fulani herdsman attacked a farmer, and then the farmer killed the Fulani herdsman, or should I say the farmer killed the terrorists, and the farmer was arrested and he's been sentenced to death for killing the Fulani herdsman. That means there is something that I can't quite place my finger on that is going on in Nigeria. There is something that is wrong somewhere that I just don't know what it is. That they are placing the lives of these Fulani herdsmen and the lives of these cows way above the life of an average Nigerian. It is odd. It is weird. It is worth being suspicious of. So that's why I continue to ask this question: who is in control of Nigeria? Who is the person what is the entity that is behind all of this insecurity and behind all of this unrest in Nigeria that is so powerful that even the government, a whole president cannot do anything about it? You're telling me that 200 people were killed. They are children were killed they were burnt alive in their homes. They were murdered. They were murdered, and you're telling me that the president of a nation, of that country, is in Abuja commissioning water borehole. What the actual fuck is that? Like, what on earth is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What kind of world, what kind of reality is this fucktard living in? That he does not even understand, that he cannot even see, he cannot even, like, whatever it is that we are going on, he does not even know how to, relate to us. He's just being reluctant about the whole thing. What kind of fucking nonsense is this one, bro? This is, to me, bro, this is like a dream, man. This is a nightmare. Because from time to time, I just ask myself, like, this cannot be real. There is something fundamentally wrong with reality. I've been saying this for, like, when I see stuff that is going on, I usually ask myself, like, this is not real, right? Like, it cannot be real. Like, this cannot be real. Maybe I'm dead, man, right? Maybe I'm dead, or maybe I'm in some kind of coma, and this is all in my head. Or maybe I smoked something and this is some kind of strange high that I'm still experiencing. Because when you see these things happening, man, it's so out of this world. It's so mind blowing that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and it's almost impossible to believe. It's impossible to believe, man. It's so fucking crazy. Holy fucking shit, man. So this is real life. This is it. See, Nigeria, there was one time I saw this movie where there was one time I saw this Nigerian sci-fi movie where, in the movie, it was portrayed in like the year 2020, and by then, at that 2020, Nigeria, Lagos had like flying cars. In fact, let's not even talk about it. There is this new anime that came out, or should I just say this new animated movie that came out about a girl and her like lizard. It takes place in Nigeria basically. But then in the movie, like, we have like flying cars in Nigeria, we have flying keke napep in Nigeria. Like, Nigeria is kind of like, modernized. But all those are fiction, obviously, and we are living in the real world now in 2025. Yet Nigeria is still this backwards. Yet Nigeria is still this behind. Yet Nigeria is still this unwilling to change and unyielding to change itself. That is to tell you that, bro, man. That is to tell you that there is nothing again. Like, Nigeria, this is it for Nigeria. If Nigeria by now, with all the resources it has, with all the luck that it has, with everything that it has on its side, it's still choosing to remain like this. It's still choosing to not want to like make things better for itself as a country and for its citizens and its people. Then I doubt that. And you know what the worst part? The worst part is that people don't understand that civilizations end. There have been greater civilizations in the past that today are no more. There have been greater civilizations in the past that today are no more. I was actually thinking of it yesterday. Like, I was actually thinking of my name. Like, my surname is Brown, right? And I was actually thinking like, who was the first person in my family to bear that surname Brown? Because that is not, it's just weird that my surname is Brown, right? And I doubt that. Okay, yes, I'm not willing to change the name. Like, I'm just so used to it, and it's not that deep. It's not that deep. So obviously my kids are going to bear the same surname, but I doubt that this surname Brown is going to like last for another like 2 or 3 generations. So I doubt that it's going to last, because change is the only thing that's permanent. Everything changes eventually, and greater civilizations in the past that existed are no more because they fucked up, and everything that they had built, their reputation, their society, their culture, their architecture, their technology, everything got destroyed. So do Nigerians and the Nigerian government think that Nigeria is going to exist forever? Like, do they think that countries are, countries are forever? Like, Nigeria is so unstable that it will take a miracle for it to exist for another 50 years. I swear to God, because first of all, there is senseless tribalism in Nigeria. The Igbos and the Yorubas are just, for some strange reason, they don't want to, see eye to eye. They don't want to come together to like work together and achieve a common goal and just be together. The Hausas on their own, those ones, they don't even know their left from their right. They are not even educated. They are marginaries. Their own is just another problem. So Nigeria as a whole, do you understand? Nigeria as a country itself, I doubt will last. We'll see another like 20 years. No, 50 years is even too far. 20 years, 15 years, bro. I doubt that Nigeria as a country will exist in another 15 years time, because the country is so unstable, so destabilized, so unwilling to work together that nobody wants to grieve for anybody. Everybody is just like, there's no, how, like, for example, now in a place like Japan, where there is this collective sense of patriotism. I envy countries that have that, man. Fucking hell. I envy countries that have a collective sense of patriotism, where everybody is just now that, like, let me give you one example I want to make is, like, for example, the United States flag. It used to have a lot of weight in the past. I've talked about, I just talked about countries. I just talked about civilizations, great civilizations that are no more. Like, for example, now the Roman civilization, the Aztec civilization, the Greek civilization. Do you understand? Those civilizations have gone extinct because they fucked themselves up, basically. And we are about to witness another one in real time. In our present time, we're about to witness the destruction and the downfall of the American civilization. In the past, the American flag used to carry a lot of weight. Do you understand? If somebody steps on the American flag, that is punishable. That is treason, punishable by death. That is to show you how much the American flag used to, the power that it used to carry in the past. But now we see, like, for example, now this rioting that is going on in California. Every time rioting, wasn't just earlier this year, wasn't there a fire in California? What happened? Like, is that just, nobody's talking about that anymore? Have the buildings been refurbished? Have they been repaired? Like, the roads and all the damages that's happened, like, has everything just gone back to normal? Like, why is there rioting in California? Like, why is everybody rioting? If the immigrants, like, immigration is supposed to be something that is straightforward. If you want to come into the country and you have something meaningful to offer, and you are willing to, live by the standards of the country that you want to come into, then sure, fine. If you have the right tools and everything, and you get approved, nobody's stopping you from entering the country. But entering the country illegally, I mean, is that not supposed to be a no-brainer? Bro, I don't understand, man. This world is weird, right? This world is actually fucking weird. This world is weird. Like, if you actually think of it, man, this world is weird, where common sense is for real, not common. Like, nobody, a lot of, kids want to grow up so fast because they think being an adult is, fascinating and cool, and you can be able to do things on your own and nobody will question you, and you can just being an adult is cool. But being an adult is not cool. Nobody, it's beginning to look more and more to me that most people don't know what they are doing. Most people do not know what they are doing, because if they really knew what they were doing, I don't think that the world today will be in this current state. And it's true that most people don't know what they're doing. Even billionaires don't know what they're doing. Even people that are in power don't know what they're doing. They're not smart. You see all these people. When we were younger now, I used to think that, for you to be a president, you have to be very, very smart. For you to be a politician, you have to have been like the best in your class and stuff like that. You have to have the highest grade, and you must have been well read. And be wise, basically, For you to have a seat in government, you have to be a wise person. But no, that is not the reality, man. These people are dumb. These people are retarded. These people are stupid. They are just for I don't know how they managed to do it, but they found themselves having that power. And now that they have the power, they don't have any good use for it. They just want to enrich themselves senselessly. They just want to continue to enrich themselves and amass themselves with wealth. So to go back to my point, right? The American flag used to carry a lot of weight, and stepping on it or disrespecting it in any way, shape, or form was like punishable by death, because that was treason. But because of what back then the American people were tight. You understand? The American society was tight. They had that collective sense of patriotism. You understand? But now it has dwindled. We still have places like Japan. We still have places like Switzerland. We still have places like Australia. We still have places like, all these countries that still bear that sense of collective patriotism, that still bear, but that kind of thing, we don't have it in Nigeria. And I envy countries that have it. I envy countries with a collective sense of patriotism. I mean, okay. Why? Because if we did, right, tell me why a senator will have like a convoy, like a 30-car convoy. A senator will have a 30-car convoy, and the convoy will be bro. The roads are okay now. See, I just saw this video, right? This is, if God, sometimes I ask myself, no, I don't believe in God, right? I don't believe in God, but I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in any of that superstitious stuff. But sometimes, right, the universe just shows you that, oh, that kind of thing, there is a possibility that it might exist. I'm just seeing a video where the president that is on his way to visit the victims in Benue State. He's now being trapped in a flood. The president's convoy is trapped in a heavy flood along Lafia Makurdi Road on his way to Benue State. I mean, is that not poetic? Is that not poetic? Can't you just, is that not just like, so you're telling me, you see them in like their 50-car convoys, right? On bad roads that are, it's funny. It's funny, man. It's just so fucking funny. The president now is trapped in a I don't know, maybe I don't know how true that is, but from the video what I'm seeing like a convoy that is being trapped in a flood. I don't know if it's the president or whatever, but I'm seeing and this is the perfect time to like fuck this guy up. If there's like, I don't know, man, if there's like somebody, if there is a team that can just take it upon themselves to like, just remove him from life. This person does not deserve to exist. He's a pawn. And I don't know who is the puppet master that is controlling all of this situation, that is behind all of this situation. But he's a pawn and he does not deserve to exist. He does not deserve to be in the zeitgeist. He deserves to go. Nigeria deserves better. Nigeria as a country deserves better. Things are not supposed to be like this all the time. It's not fair. It's not fair. And the one that pisses me the most, the stuff that is going on the stuff that happened in Benue State, bro. We have influencers, and I know everybody. I know there are a lot of very dark man has talked about this. Some people have talked about this. Yeah, obviously, this is not an original idea. See, there are a lot of influencers that come from Benue State. I didn't even know that Terry G was from Benue State. Bro, there are a lot of people that you don't have to be from Benue State to condemn the attacks. You don't have to be from a specific part of Nigeria to condemn whatever is going on all over Nigeria. You don't have to be. It doesn't have to affect you before you talk about it. Do you understand? It doesn't have to affect you directly before you like speak out about it. This is injustice. This is unfair to Nigeria as a country and the Nigerian citizens as a whole. It is unfair to everybody that this kind of thing is happening. See, I saw a picture of like a 12-year-old girl that was on her way to church. She took a picture. She was holding her Bible, and unbeknownst to her, she didn't know that in 12 hours time she won't exist again. She will die. It's unfair to that little girl. It's unfair to those children that were burnt alive in their homes. It's unfair to that man that lost his entire family. It's unfair to that woman that lost all her children, her entire family. It's unfair to them. It's unfair. It's so unfair. It doesn't have to affect you directly for you to speak out. But the sad part is that we have influencers in Nigeria that are condemning the attacks that is going on in Iran and in Israel, that are condemning the attacks that is going on all over the world, but they cannot speak out or speak up on what is going on in Nigeria. We have celebrities in Nigeria that they don't send, they don't care. All they want to know is just to promote themselves and promote their nonsense music and promote their nonsense podcast and promote their nonsense movie and their nonsense music. We have pastors. See, the Pope. Let me even be certain. Did the Pope condemn? Did the Pope say anything concerning what happened in Benue State? Let me just be certain about that. Let me just be sure of that. Guy, Pope Leo actually condemned the terrible massacre that happened in Benue State, bro. It's true. It's actually true that the Pope actually condemns it. The Pope actually talked about it, bro. Even before the actual president of Nigeria. Even before the fucking so-called pastors in Nigeria, bro. That is the one that is pissing me the fuck off, man. The pastors in Nigeria, no, it's just, bro, they're not saying anything meaningful. They're either not saying, they're not even talking about it. They're either not talking about it, or they're not saying or doing anything meaningful about it, bro. If the Pope from all the way in Italy can condemn it, Pope Leo can condemn it, bro, man. So I don't understand that. See, the problem with Nigeria is not only with the government. Obviously, the problem with Nigeria is not only with does not lie only with the government. Nigeria's problem is deeper than you think. Nigeria's problem is also within the people of Nigeria. Nigeria is a tiring case study. Is a tiring case study. Like, it's tiring to continue. It's tiring to talk about Nigeria all the fucking time. No pastor is saying it, bro. All these pastors in Nigeria, if there was a God, if they know, I've said this before now. I have said this before. The pastors in Nigeria know that there is no God. The pastors in Nigeria, for sure, they certainly know that there is no God. Because you cannot tell me that somebody who is this close to the word of God, right? Somebody who supposedly or apparently reads the word of God every day and then tries to educate people on what the word of God says, can be this, evil. It's not possible. It's not possible. They know now. They know that God does not exist, because if the God of the Bible actually existed, me personally, I don't believe in God. But common sense will tell you that. Even if common sense would, let's let us assume that the pastors in Nigeria, they are fake. Obviously, 100% of them, 101% of all the pastors in Nigeria are fake. But that doesn't mean that they don't believe in God. You understand? They can believe in God, but know that there is nothing substantial there. There is nothing supernatural there. There is nothing actually powerful there. It's just people who are subscribing to the religion of their colonizers. You understand? So, in fact, that's why you see a lot of pastors doing rituals and killing people and killing children and hiding their corpse in their church, so that because they have the belief that those kind of things will bring in more people to the church and make them to have more money and have more fame and stuff like that. But they don't actually really believe that the God of the Bible exists in the way the Bible talks about him. Do you understand? Because if they did, I don't think that fear and common sense will allow them to behave the way that they behave. Look at pastors like David Ibiyeomie talking about how, if you come for him, he's going to arrest you, that nobody should criticize him. Look at somebody like, bro, all these pastors, well, I don't blame them, because Nigerians are gullible. Nigerians are gullible. Nigerians are, far too busy to even care about. Nigerians are believers. Do you understand? So they will believe nonsense, both the ones that are factual, both the ones that are cock and bull stories, both the ones that are useless. They will just believe anything. That's why it's very easy for you to. Nigerians like to claim that they're street smart. We Nigerians, when it comes to the talk of being street smart, we like to claim that we know everything, we know streets, we know we sabi how to run street and all of that nonsense. But in reality, factually, we don't know shit. It's very easy for you to scam a Nigerian. It's very easy for you to deceive a Nigerian. Look at this. Just some months back, right? There was this new pyramid scheme that came out, and a lot of Nigerians still fell for it and lost their money. And they are crying online, and they went to the bank and they are crying that they've lost their money. Nigerians that like to claim that, oh no, they're smart, they like to shine their eye, they have open eye, but the truth of the matter is that they don't know shit. That's why they continue to get scammed. That's why they continue to get deceived by all these, both the politicians, both the men of God, both the podcasters, both the economists, both the banks. The Nigerians can fall for anything. They can fall for anything and everything, and they keep falling for it. And they never seem to learn. They never ever seem to learn. I don't know where to go from here, man. It's just sad that this kind of thing is still happening today. It's sad that this kind of thing is still happening today. And the truth of the matter is not only in Nigeria that is happening. Look at the whole world now is crazy, and World War III is imminent. For real, man. World War III is imminent. World War III is imminent. There is no God damn, man. The whole world is just chaotic right now, and we don't know how. Life continues to go on. Life continues to go on. Life goes on. Life goes on and 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 on. Like, it continues to go on. There's no stopping. You understand? There's no stopping. Like, things will just keep happening, and we'll forget. Like, for example, in a week's time now, this whole massacre thing will be forgotten, and then there's another one that will come up again, and we'll focus our attention on that one. That is the truth about it, man. That is the truth about it. Nobody is serious about nobody in charge is serious about like implementing any meaningful change. They are not ready for any of that nonsense, because if it's not going to benefit them, if they're not going to make money from it, if it's not going to bring them fame or accolades or notoriety, they are not ready to, they're not ready to invest their time and their resources towards it. Everything now is content creation. Everybody just wants to create content, just create content, man. Fuck, what a world that we're living in. What the fucking upside down world that I have somehow found myself to be living in. If this is a trip, man, I really want to wake up from this bad trip. If this is like a dream, I want to wake up from this nightmare, because it's tiring, it's infuriating, it's sad, it's scary, it's confusing. You don't know what is going to happen. You don't know what is going to happen, and I'm just tired of the whole thing, man. I'm thinking of like making content every day. I just talked about how everything now is content, and I'm now saying that I want to make content every day. Maybe I'm going to like make another episode tomorrow. But yeah, this is all I can say about this, man. That's all I have to say about that today. I just came here to like rant about this whole situation going on, because I really don't know why the government cannot take action. Like, you cannot tell me that Nigeria is too big for the government to be able to handle. If only Putin can handle the whole of Russia, do you know how vast Russia is? The largest country in the world. The largest country in the world, and only one man is able to handle it. Are you telling me that none of those oligarchs and none of those people want to kill Putin, or they are not angry with him, or they are not scared of him, but yet he's able to subdue them, he's able to overpower them, he's able to control them, and still be able to give Russia real power. Russia has real power. Nigeria does not have real power now. Nigeria, nobody regards Nigeria. None of these world leaders respect Nigeria. We don't, because Tinubu is a pawn. Tinubu is an errand boy. Tinubu is a fool, an actual fool. They don't like send him. When he's in their midst, they just look at him like, look at his idiot. God. They just look at him like a fool. He's a fool. They don't even see him as intelligent. He's not coherent. He's not, there's nothing appealing about Tinubu. Nothing appealing about him. So that's why Nigeria does not have levels. On the world stage, Nigeria no longer has levels. Even somebody like Ibrahim Traore now is like, he has more levels than Nigeria. You understand? I don't know how much. Another thing I want to talk about is that I don't know how much of everything we know so far about Ibrahim Traore is factually true or just propaganda. We don't know. Like, it's very difficult now to discern what is true from what is a lie. Very difficult these days. This is kind of world that we have found ourselves to be living in, where the truth now is difficult to find. But yeah, that's that about it. If you listen to this point, man, I know it's kind of sad to end on this note, but it is what it is. Follow me on Twitter at General Prime 1, and also subscribe to both the YouTube channel and the podcast. Subscribe, follow me on Spotify if you want to. If you enjoy this kind of content, like, really, really follow me. Like, I need your feedback. It's really important. Not because, I don't know, man. I just want to know that there are people listening, right? It's not because maybe it boosts my ego or any of that stuff. I just want to know that there are people listening. I just want to know that I am actually talking to people. So, if you found this interesting, if you found this, entertaining, follow me on Twitter at General Prime 1, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow me on Spotify, and share this with people you think might find it interesting also. And yeah, that's not about that, man. Thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for giving me your listening ears, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye everybody.